Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose report. Do I look alright today? Be the first time. Well, I tell you, I always tell you I'll be back on here when somebody does something stupid. I'm talking about the wrestlers, but how about a wrestling fan? This is just amazing. Alright, it's not funny I guess, but the Connecticut Post reports that a WWE fan, the guy's first name is Zavar, I believe, and his last name looks like Pegabari, something like that. Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to call him Zavar for right now. His last name looks like somebody threw a bunch of letters out of the alphabet together and made a last name for him. Anyway, this guy was arrested. Don't know how old he is. This guy was arrested last week after he called WWE headquarters about 20 times with threats to blow up the company's office and harm the staff, members there. Zavar was upset that WWE released former women's champion Mickie James. Zavar was arrested Friday night and arraigned yesterday at Superior Court in Stamford, Connecticut. Zavar's next court hearing is going to be May 25th. He was originally held over the weekend in Stamford, Connecticut on $250,000 bond. And somehow his attorney got it reduced down to $5,000 bond he was released on Monday. His attorney describes him as a fervent, F-E-R, not pervert, but fervent, don't know what that is, wrestling fan unless it's a misspelling. Who did not intend to follow through on any of his threats. Court record shows that the New York City police know Zavar as being emotionally disturbed. Alright, now it's ridiculous. During his arraignment on Monday, the angry wrestling fan apologized for his phone calls and called them foolish and childish. Zavar allegedly threatened to blow up WWE's office and said he would visit the building with a machine gun and a machete. The phone calls began April 24th and continued through April 27th. 19 calls were made by Zavar on April 24th, which with a handful of calls made over the next few days. During one call, Zavar threatened to kill an unnamed WWE employee and his family. The phone calls were traced back to a cell phone that Zavar had. And with that in mind, they let him out on a $5,000 bond. Anyway, Zavar has been charged with 4 counts of 4th-degree threatening, 1 count of 2nd-degree harassment, and 2 counts of 2nd-degree threatening. Isn't that called a conspiracy to me? I think conspiracy is a hell of a lot more heavy than threatening. So here's what really gets me. You're going to love this. This is the mentality of, well, anyway. The judge told Zavar on Monday that he could not contact any WWE employees, go near their offices in Stamford, Connecticut, or attend any events. Zavar's actual response to this in front of the judge, in front of the courtroom is, do you mean I'm not allowed to go to any wrestling shows? Duh! God! And they let him out on $5,000. I got that out of the way. That's all I've heard so far on it. Whew. Anyway, this year's installment of WrestleMania 26 is officially released today. Zavar, you can go get your DVD if you want. It's already got a hole in it. This year's WWE releases 2 separate versions, by the way. 2 and a 3 DVD collector set. How can a 2 DVD set be a collector set when it's actually 3 DVDs would be the collector set? Anyway, the 2 DVD sets got the Hall of Fame as a broadcast on USA. The 3 DVD collector set features the complete Hall of Fame with extra added features. Here's some of the features, which would be a good deal. WrestleMania 26, the Battle Royal. Hall of Famer matches. Mad Dog Vachon takes on Rick Quick Draw McGraw. Remember him. Women's champion Wendy Richter takes on Fabulous Moolah from 1984. Antonio Inoki takes on the Great Hossein, which is actually the Iron Sheik. Hossein. 1979. Gorgeous George takes on Frankie Taliber. in the AWA in 1951. Ted DiBiase takes on Jake Snake Roberts from the WrestleMania 6. WrestleMania 1990. Alright, PWI Insider says TNA is promoting that Rob Van Dam's next title defense will be next week against the winner of the top contender poll. And what's kind of odd is TNA will be taping next week's Impact show tonight. So the poll, you would think, would run until next Monday, but it can't because there's only getting like one day. It's odd. This week's TNA Shop TNA special is going to be 3 older T-shirts for $5.99. I don't know which ones, but pre-sale code for the 6/18 event at Dispatch Ice Haas in Columbus, Ohio is a live event. Pre-sale, I don't know. They didn't give the pre-sale code. Anyway, forget it. Back this up and forget it, or fast forward it. WWE is going to be taping tonight's NXT and this week's Friday Night SmackDown from North Charleston Coliseum, North Charleston, South Carolina. R-Truth versus David Otunga, as announced, and nothing's been confirmed for SmackDown yet, but we'll know tomorrow, won't we? Bret Hart told the Right of Wrestling Sirius radio show last night that his last scheduled event with WWE is May 17th. Commercial-free Monday for Raw and Ontario, Canada. And as noted before, the show's being built around Bret's WWE return to Canada, and it looks like it will be his farewell. Unless they come up with something to keep him around, which would be ratings. I got about 3 minutes left. Okay. Former WCW, ECW champion and Two-Cold Scorpio, who lives in Orlando, by the way, was backstage visiting last night at TNA Impact. Ric Flair was visibly upset last week at the Impact over the decision to have Abyss win the Hall of Fame ring, but eventually went through with the angle. He gets upset over anything anyway. You may remember a post last week that with highlights of an interview of TNA star Homicide on Busted Open radio show, which I read off today. There was talk where he talked down about the company. Some in TNA feels that Homicide was trying to get himself fired with the comments. Alright, JBL, by the way, attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner this last weekend with his wife, Meredith Whitney, and they were guests of Fortune magazine. Nat Hardy was banged up and will indeed be off on the upcoming live events for next few weeks. As of now, Hardy is still scheduled to work some TV tapings, though. An elderly fan, this is kind of funny, was escorted out of the WWE SmackDown Live event in Knoxville, Tennessee this weekend after slapping CM Punk. The woman walked up to Punk, told him he wasn't Jesus, and smacked him hard, according to the fans in attendance. Punk smiled at her and told her he forgave her and dropped to one knee while security took her away. I just wonder if she actually knocked him down to one knee. I shouldn't laugh at that either, I guess. Oh, I can't be serious. To be truthful, I can't be serious. As well noted, TNA's Thursday is going to be, TNA is going to be back on Thursday, Thursday, May 13th. With the Impact back at 9 o'clock, reaction won't begin until that show, Reaction, that Bischoff came up with, be on at 8 o'clock still. So they'll have maybe a 3-hour deal in there, if that Reaction show ever takes off. Mr. Anderson, Jeff Hardy, was added to TNA Sacrifice pay-per-view because of the Pope's shoulder injury. And by the looks of things, tonight's Impact, Pope may be out of, for I don't know how long a time, maybe a few months. Reed Flair was backstage again last night's TNA Impact. Shannon Moore and Jesse Neal is going to be teaming up together, named Inc. Incorporated. And it might be a good match for them. And the flooding down in Tennessee, which is awful, and in Kentucky, was getting all close to the corporate office of TNA. And Lex Luger may be doing some taping tonight for next week's TNA Impact. Oh, I like to see him. Hey, thanks for clicking. If I find out anything more goofy, I'll let you know. I gotta go.